Can I go ahead start? Yeah. Fine. So just to take up all of your introduction is like somewhat difficult, but I really have an interaction one-to-one that would be more helpful. Like everyone knowing each other, that should be a good interactive. But to be like time constrained and all, I'll just give my introduction first, and we will go ahead. Definitely in the coming sections, once everything is confirmed, so we'll have definitely interaction. And I recommend for video on also, so that it will be more interactive, because we are in online classes, no? So if you don't know each other, the interaction will not be much better. So that is the only thing I was trying to have a good interaction with you all guys. So just I have experienced like sometimes my mute is owning by default. I don't know why, maybe by unswitch or something. So if I am not audible, immediately just any one of you or anyone who are like active, no, just like recognize me that I am in mute. Okay, fine. So coming to my introduction, so I hope you people know myself as Madharagar introduced. So my name is Rajesh Epuri. So I have like 15 plus years of IT experience in different tools. Maybe I have started with one of the tool called Data Stage, which is from IBM product, and which is an ETL, pure ETL tool. This is an ETL tool. So here where my IT career got started, and from the company called Capgemini. And really I worked and a lot, I have enjoyed and I learned a lot on initial stage. And later on I moved on the same technology with Bank of America. And there I worked for like in ETL tool Data Stage initially, and later on I moved to Informatica as well. This is also one of the ETL tool. Data Stage and Informatica are the competitors at that point of time. And later on I moved to my TechM. So TechM is like Tech Mahindra, which is like in India itself. Like we have, I worked here as well. I started with working ETL concept, and later on I started working with Tableau as well as a BA developer. So the whole concept is ETL and Tableau, like reporting. Both are going to complete your data warehouse architecture. But okay, today which we are going to talk about. Today we are going to talk about, and I worked on later like within Power BI within the same organization, and later on I moved to Polaris, and currently I'm in CGI, which is a Canadian based company. And I have worked in once in Power BI itself, in Polaris itself, I have started working in ADF as well. ADF and Databricks. But these are not separate, like, of course, there are separate resources in Azure. And as well, we have through ADF also we can work. And I have got good enough experience on altogether. The SQL is common. Okay, I'm not mentioning the SQL experience because definitely it's common, quite common for someone is saying like unable to hear my voice properly. Vignesh, is there anyone facing the same issue or only the Vignesh? If only the Vignesh, Vignesh, maybe you might rejoin. If everyone of in the meeting, definitely it's my problem. No, it's clear. I got from Anjaneyulu. Yeah, Vignesh. Okay, thank you, man. Now it's good. Okay, fine. Yeah, fine. Okay. So coming to this ADF, if you don't mind, make sure you are in mute. And if you have questions, definitely you can unmute and ask, but I'll let you know when to ask the questions. I'll let you know. But in prior, do you have anything to go ahead? If someone unmuted, I have seen some unmute. If nothing, I'm going further. So whoever muted, just check your unmute and just mute yourself, because it makes some disturbance to go further. Okay. So coming to this overall, this is all about my technical and my company's experience that I worked so far. So definitely this will help me to a lot. So I don't know how my career started, but definitely today I'm in a good position in technical wise and as well in all the aspects. Whereas I got some suggestion from my elder, like going on ETL side. I don't know that that industry will help me to sustain me these all years without any breaks, without any failures, without any downfalls. Definitely, it helped me a lot to go further within the BA industry. Okay, so really I thank him. But still, really you people also are in someone or some few of you are in BA industries, but still you have to learn in IT. It was learning concept. And yeah, this is purely my introduction. So with this, do you people have any suggestions or questions to me? I see someone is trying to ask something. I just kept a hold on. You people can, if anyone of you in the same way, you can ask.
Hi Rajesh, Vidya Sagar here. Actually I am planning for a technology shift. I'm into legacy systems.
Yeah,
Uh,
Vignesh, right? No, no, Vidyasagar, right?
right, Rajesh, Vidya Sagar.
Yeah, Vidyasagar.
Uh,
Vidyasagar, if you don't mind, definitely we will take up the questions, but still no. We are in the starting. Just for example, few people might not really get clear in my voice or the
okay.
pronunciation. So I just want to know if my explanation or like what I am talking is clear. Definitely we'll go further. And in the meantime, I'll take the questions, because technology is shifting. This all we will talk at the end, because now it's not.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it,
got it,
Rajesh.
right? Yeah,
I
thanks.
mistook it. Yeah, your voice is clear.
Yeah, thank you
Conscious
very
for me.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Thanks for your response. Really, I see a lot of interaction from you people. Really, I feel very happy, because definitely we should have an interaction one to other and have multiple questions. So it will help me in my learning also. So fine. So without any delay, I just want to start up the today's purpose, like demonstration, which is like the ADF, Azure Data Factory, and Databricks demonstration. So again, I see some unmute, but if you people can mute on, that will be more helpful to me to get more interaction in the technical wise. Okay.
Sir, Rajesh sir, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
So today, first day only I have joined in this demo. So I have one or two questions. Can I ask?
Please go ahead quickly, and it's related to yeah, please go ahead.
I would like to go through the training Azure Data Factory.
Okay.
Okay. So Azure Data Factory, what type of contents it will?
Definitely. Your good name?
Chari, Parameshwara Chari.
Chari. What I'm going to talk now is about that only, like what all ADF does and how we are going to survive in the clients and how we are helping the clients to run their business. These all things we are going to talk now.
Okay.
After this session, like within next 20 to 25 minutes, definitely we will take up every one question.
Okay. So my simple doubt is, okay. So my simple doubt is,
okay.
So Azure Data Factory, just I already learned SQL, SSIS, and Power BI in this institute only.
Okay.
So I'm doing data analytics job now since 2 months. Okay. So as part of data analytics job, Azure Data Factory is enough, or Databricks also do we need to learn?
See, that is purely based on the project requirements, first of all. Okay. And definitely you'll have a good demand in the market when you are familiar with the Databricks as well. If only Azure Data Factory, you might have, for example, like 30 to 40% of resources you might have strongness, and your resume might have demand. But if you know Databricks, 70 to 80% you will have a good demand. Your resume will have demand. That's where only the difference. But until unless your client is not really utilizing that, then you don't need to work on it. Okay.
So I mean to say the Databricks is required
please,
to data science or data analytics as well.
Chari, what I'll say is definitely we will go further, because now I have to start first of all,
Okay,
because
okay,
there are a few people who are, because of course you are having good learning stage you are in, and already you
okay,
joined in 2 months and you're working. That should be fine. But still, there are a lot of people who have not even know what is Edu Data Factory. So first we'll go ahead. Definitely, I'll
okay,
answer you at the end of the day, and the end of the
okay,
session. Okay.
okay, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
really questions are
Yeah,
encouraged, but the time of the point. Okay. Yeah, fine.
okay, okay,
Yeah. So coming to this session, I just want to give a title for this session for mainly the understanding purpose. So whatever the training we are in Edu Data Factory. So I will say like in the shortcut ADF. ADF to load the data from OLTP to OLAP. So once I complete this part, definitely I'll talk about what all the importance we have in the IT industry for Edu Data Factory, and how we are going to, what are the packages might be like, or whatever like, yeah, I see some chats also. We'll talk again that coming back. So ADF is to, now we are going especially to talk on ADF or Databricks to load the data from OLTP to OLAP. So this is the simple way to understand. So first of all, for that, I'll just simply go with one of the simple business use case like Amazon. In our regular life, we are going to see in a uh, we'll talk that. So the example is like Amazon business. It's a retail market where it is in running the business in online mode, right? So for example, if you visit an Amazon.in, is it is a simple visit, you are not a customer. But once if you are registering to this business and you are getting one user ID and password, you are going to be like customer to that. So customer to the Amazon business. So once if you give a invalid ID and password, definitely you're not going to log in. Means you're not able to access it. Means Amazon is checking your credentials whether it is correct or not. But if somewhere it is storing only, it can do that, right? So that's where we are storing in one of the database the naming called like OLTP, which is online transaction processing system. As we are learners, we can call it as RDBMS as well, as we are learners. But in the IT industry, once you step into any organization, definitely in the projects, they will not talk as RDBMS, they'll talk about OLTP applications, OLTP. Okay. So once you are registered as a customer, then what we are going to do? We are going to do purchases like shopping. So once you do purchases, then you are going to make an exchange, or like maybe you are going to return based on the policies. So once the order is given, so the manufacturer would come into the picture and take that order, and he'll make the ready of the product. So once the manufacturer is making ready, then the manufacturer gives a hint to the delivery system. So the delivery system, people will take the customer name and the address of the customer to deliver that product. This is what the at high level the business is going on, just for our understanding. This is all happening in OLTP. OLTP means what? It is an online transaction processing system which helps to run the business. And whereas it is online, it is going to support in online. There is no restrictions of the business. You know, for example, if you have Hyderabad Central, we have in particular area means only in that particular area you can run the business. So you should establish, but online means you can run from anywhere. The customers can register from anywhere. For example, I'll take from US, there are people from India there, and from Euro there, from Europe. So like this, we have different businesses, people coming into and having interaction or purchases in the OLTP system. So now the business OLTP is mainly the purpose to run the business. So now after few years, maybe like 3 to 4 years, and you might not see or like expect the businesses to run in the same mode for a long run. Definitely we see some advertisements, some promotions, some offers, some discounts. These all to attract the customers, to be number one in the market, to fight with the competitors. Definitely this any business, not only Amazon, any kind of business has to take some decisions to be number one in the market. So for that, we have one more concept called analysis. You have to analyze the business, because if Amazon is providing you some flat 20% discount, really does mean that really we are getting benefit of 20%? No, definitely there is a business logic behind giving you that offer. But to take a decision to do that offer, there is a lot of back-end analysis will be performed. Whether really flat 20% on particular product, if I provide, really the customers are attractive or not. The customers are going to attract or not. These all things will be taken care by one of the person called BDM, who is called like Business Development Manager at the Amazon Center. So Amazon is going to have a hiring one person like who completes MBA, Master Business Administration. So these people will be hired as a BDMs, Business Development Managers, and these people will be asked to take decisions appropriately to improve the business and to fight with the competitor and to be number one in the market in the retail industry, if they are into. If it is like hospitalization, then it is like medical, it is like banking, anywhere. So the BDMs are common to hire to take some appropriate decisions and good decisions to be competition, to give competition to the competitors. So for this, we are going to maintain one more database called as OLAP, Online Analytical Processing System, which is an IT terminology. Means once you work into the industry, we are going to maintain the terminologies, right? So that is IT, like a real-time terminology. For this, the learning terminology is data warehouse. Generally, we see a warehouse, right? So data warehouse, we have seen in few cases, data warehousing naming also we have observed, we have seen in many cases. So now, see, for example, BDM has to take decisions on the business. So now the business decisions will be making by the BDM on what basis? For example, I'll tell you, I'll coming back into one example. In our regular life, we want to take some decisions. For example, like you are moving from your home to office. So you have different 5 routes. So what we will do? Yeah, someone is unmuted. Please check and mute yourself, please, because I'm getting some echo sound. So it will make disturbance. Yeah, now it's clear, I guess. But make sure whoever unmuted, just mute yourself. So now coming to back the example, you are going from your home to office. So there are 5 different routes per suppose, and you want to go within 5 routes first. First 1 week you are going to do travel of 5 different routes. Route 1 Monday, route 2 Tuesday, route 3 on Wednesday, route 4 Thursday, Friday. Like that you are going to move from one route to another route for the first week. Next week you have to start means on what you do on the last week of the travel. Last week means it is history. Definitely it is making us as a history for the current day. So on the 5 routes, which route is best? But definitely the best in the concept, definitely it will be from person to person. Few people will try to save the time. That is the best route they people feel. There will be people who will look into the time saving, and some people will look into the petrol saving. Some people looks into some example. There is a route 3 which is having a lot of feedbackers. Maybe it's my back or something I have to take care. So healthcare, some people will take healthcare. Some people will say, of course it is a long distance, my petrol is consuming a lot, but I'll go in a safe manner without any signals, without any traffic, without any feedbackers. Smoothly I can go. That is one more some. So there are different kind of people and different kind of strategies they do and different kind of decisions they do. That all the people cannot take the same way. Same way, according to the region, according to the product, according to the festivals, or like accordingly, we have to take decisions. So that's why we have to maintain history. So history maintenance is very important to do analysis on the business. Data scientist, you have to work on history. You go on your data analytics, you have to work on history. And as a BI standards, no, we have to talk. We have to stay on the history database only. History is very, very important. So in our regular life also, we do a lot of cases, but we don't recognize it. But definitely, for example, if we want to take a decision like next academic, how should I prepare? How should I improve my salary? How should I get a good hike? How should I get a promotion? Means definitely last year what you did, that the same way if you work, definitely we are not going to get, because already we did not get in this year. That's why we want to plan for the next year. Definitely we'll do better than the last year. So what should we do to do better? That is the next question. So then what we will try to understand, what kind of relation we have with the manager, what kind of meetings I have attended, how many leaves I have taken, how many like extra hours I worked in, how many weekends I have worked. These all definitely we will understand. Okay, the next year I'll try in this way to get good promotion, good hike. So we will take decisions such way. Anywhere you may go, history is very important. History is important. So now the OLAP means nothing but online analytical processing, which will maintain the data in the form of history and in the name of dimensions and facts. For example, like customer dimension, exchange dimension, return dimension. We have like these all dimensions here, and we will have the data in the concept of fact, which is like sales fact and return fact. I mean to say like exchange. 1 second, some messages I'm getting. Okay, so these are the facts. Means the data which is in the transactional mode, the customer dimension, exchange table, customer table written in OLTP, that has to convert into the dimensions and fact to maintain the history. I hope it is clear, right? The customer data, the exchange data, return data in the RDBMS in the name of OLTP. The concept is having the transactional data, day-to-day transactions of the customers will be stored here to run the business. And the data here will be storing in the form of dimensions and fact to maintain the history. So this process, who is going to work on this part? If anyone of you aware, you can just speak out. Now you can unmute and you can just quickly give the process of converting the transactional data to summarized data in the form of history. If anyone have any idea.
ETL.
ETL, correct, exactly. So ETL means what? Extraction, transformation, and load. So this is the exact concept of ADF or Databricks or any other, like whatever my experience, my core skill, like I said, like data stage, informatica, these all are going to be an a. So in Power BI also we have Power Query, but Power Query is not really 100% effective ETL tool. That's why people are looking into, as Power BI developer, the reports whoever working on, they are using in the place of Power Query ETL like ADF or Databricks. So ADF is going to be a solution here for ETL concept and Databricks. So when we have these two, we are going to be as a role of Azure data engineer, because the data engineer in the sense nothing but we are going to work on data merging, data mining, data aggregation, all the data modifications. That's why we say data engineer. Means on data, in which cases, how many cases, those all cases we are going to work using ADF or like Databricks. So that's why we call it as data engineer. So what is the difference of ADF Databricks? Practically, I'll log in into my Azure cloud services and I'll show you. But before to that, yeah, so one asking about the question. Yeah, I got some replies. Thanks for that. Extract difference between SSIS. Yeah, we'll talk. So coming to the ADF and Databricks, these two are the cloud resources. That is the first thing. So coming to this OLAP, the modeling would be as in a dimensional modeling. So to convert the data from an ER modeling day-to-day transactions into the summarized data in the to maintain history, we use ETL as the flow. So ETL stands for, E stands for extraction, T stands for transformation, L stands for load. Extraction means what is the importance that I have given for extraction means, why we have given means, So the extraction will not happen only on one particular source. It can happen from non-DB sources. It can happen from DB sources. It can happen from structure, non-structure, unstructured. Means any different kind of source. For example, there are some clients who pays a lot of licenses cost, who will bear those and they'll purchase database as licenses. There are some clients don't want to expense on the storage. They will do on non-DB sources like text files, Excel sheets, maybe on CSV files. And whereas it is reducing my license cost, I'll go for another DB. So DB sources are costing you license wise, but some secure data will be there. In every business, there will be different domains of data. So some secure data we can maintain for DBs, remaining data we can maintain in a text files, CSV files, and not only that, XML also, and not only that, like we have various source, various structured format files, blah, blah. There are a lot of, and even, so this is the common future in the ETL terminology as an extraction. The other very big advantage if you are going with ADF is, ADF is the resource of Azure Azure from Microsoft Azure. But using ADF, you can extract the data from other cloud services also. AWS like GCP, Google Cloud Services, you can just extract from other cloud services, which is AWS like S3 bucket, Redshift, a database. So these all we can extract, we can integrate. Means the clients we are making very comfortable to reduce their license costs. So what is the business logic, or like what is the rule the people now, IT people are working means, if you are making the cost of license or like the work of costing the work of reducing to the client, definitely he'll give more work. When we are reducing, when we are making him out of burdening lot of expenses, if you are coming out, making him to get the expenses very less, he is going to give more work to us for the IT company. That's why the standard people are working nowadays. So for that concept, ADF and Databricks will help a lot of cases, and the cloud services will make a lot of difference. So this is the main concept of Azure Data Factory, whereas my title says that ADFs to load the data from OLTP to OLAP. So OLTP means which is the transactional, day-to-day transactional data will be stored, and whereas OLAP is like history data. To convert this into transactional day-to-day data to history data, ETL is used. So I said extraction means what? Extracting from different non-DB, DB and cloud of different services from ADF we can do. And what is meant by transformation? One quick and important transformation from now I'll tell. See, I have the business coming from US, from India, from Europe. So for US person will pay the fee, pay the cost in the dollars currency. And the India person will pay in the currency of rupees, and euros people will fall in the euros. These three values, can I directly compare? Definitely no. Their values are different. So, but I want to convert these three currencies into one single currency. So according to that particular day, that particular time, what is the dollar rate? How to convert into the rupees? And what is the euro? How to convert into the rupees? I am, for example, I am the business legend from India. I am much interested in understanding rupees. So instead of converting the dollars and the euros, I want to understand in the form of rupees. So I will try to convert according to that particular day, the currency value and the euro value I'll take and convert into the rupees. This is one of the transformation. Next, some part of business data is storing in non-DB. Some part of data, business data of the same client is storing in the DB. And some part of data is storing in AWS data. And some part of data of the same business, same client GCP. Means one resource I'm getting very less license in AWS. The other resource I'm getting in the DB. Some other resource I'm getting in Google Cloud. So the client is having all number of sources. Now I have to integrate all these into one particular source. One particular source. So that is integration. Integration means joining. So this is one more transformation. So like this, we are going to have 20 to 25 transformations that we have to know. And coming to especially into the Azure Data Factory, I'll just see, I'm not giving break here. I'm just going, once I'm just going to my cloud services. Azure.microsoft is the one we have to go for the cloud, and we have to go for the sign in into this account. We should have an account. So we have like 3 modes of different account we have. So one of the account I'm using like pay as you go. It's very less cost until unless you go for some other deployment services. Okay, I don't want to miss this communication. I'll just come back. So the transformations are how we are going to work in the ADF. I'll just show you. So we have the resources. See, these are all the resources. I have ADF. So if you go to the resource, you can create a resource. So in such way, I got these all resources. Now I'm going to ADF resource. So I'm just opening the Azure Data Factory Studio. And see, this is Azure Data Factory. So I'll come back here again. We have to talk with another part, which is like reporting side. And I'll tell you, see, this is not just for a demo purpose. This is the whole life of BI. As a BI developer in your work environment, you might work for 10 years next, 20 years next, or 15 years next. You have to flow this flow, whatever I'm going to complete here, conclude here. Definitely that is very important. I'm not talking just for a demo purpose. I'm not talking you with small use case. It is a real-time industry use case where it will help you in your roles and responsibilities in interviews to explain and to work to understand in your work environment as well. So I'll conclude this, but in the meantime, I'm just going to once back to the Azure Data Factory. So as I said, we got like pipelines. We create pipelines here. So in the pipelines, there is a part of a data flow. If you go to the data flow, we have, see here, as I said, the transformations, there are 20 to 25 transformations, it is categorized. So we are going to filter the data. We are going to sort the data. We are going to alter the data like insert, delete, update, rank. We are going to do transformation. We are going to convert the columns to the rows, rows to the columns. We can group the data using aggregation. We can create new column with logic. We are going to validate data. We are going to join the data. These all are the different transformations that we have to work on. We have to learn on. This is why my first target to complete in the data factory. Because if you complete this data flows, no, definitely you'll be in a good position to work on the flow of the transformations. So the transformations logic, the main scope of the concept of ETL is to work on the transformations. How good you are in the transformations, that much good knowledge you gain, that much good demand you have in the market. So next, while loading, we are going to do a lot of validations, lot of prerequisites we have. That means what? For example, there is no business for today. Means my business file which I am having 0 records, for suppose. Then should I run this data flow? Means no, it's not required. Unnecessarily, if I run, what will happen? It will cost me the server costs. It will automatically on the servers to run. But if I don't have business day, for today I don't have business. But until unless I have to tell that I have to check there are 0 records or there are more than 1 record. At least 1 record if you have to run. That is per mandatory. But if you don't have any business for today, why should we run that flow? We should not run. So that is a data validation. That was all we are going to do in the activities. Using activities, these are called control flow activities. That means you have to do the transformations, but until unless you don't make it a use case, you have to get in a use case to do that. If not, you should not do, because the client will get affected with the cost and the license again. So those all things we can perform here. We can do some checks where really we have the source file we have or not. First of all, if we have the source file, do we have the count or not, records or not? Business is happened or not today? If the business is happened, then only this data flow, this transformation should work, or else unnecessary. So that's I have to stop. If this is data flow is not getting triggered, then automatically the data flow debug will not trigger. If data flow debug is not triggering, the license cost would not reduce per today to the client. Means whenever it is usage, then only we are going to cost to the client, or else no. That is the other benefit from the Azure Data Factory. We have these all control flow activities to do that. So coming back to the flow again, so the transformations, the data flows we have to work, extraction we have to do, and after that we load it into a warehouse. Actually, here we are going to say like SQL warehouse, Synapse, then the other name for the warehouse, SQL warehouse, and other name for this is same Synapse. And we have like some other data sources as well, and SQL server on premises also we can have, and we can have like Teradata, which is another on premises database where the data warehouse mostly will be used, but still that is an on premise. So Azure Data Factory is the purely ETL from the cloud's resource. Someone is asking what is the difference between SSIS and Azure Data Factory. To answer that question, SSIS is a convenient tool having a lot of features. Definitely, it is a good ETL tool from on-premises from Microsoft we have, which is more frequent to work on the on-premises, not on the cloud services. To make you to understand the cloud services and on-premises, definitely many of us know, but still I'll just give one simple example. You'll come to know by that. Maybe the example would be right meaningful or not, that is secondary, but still make you to understanding is my motto. So the thing is on premises, similarly talent big data, those are separate. That is like ETL from other resource, and ADF is from the cloud Azure resource. See, for example, you have a mobile. When you have a mobile is the concept. The purpose of mobile is what? Communicating from one person to another person, passing the information. To purpose of that, we are using mobiles, definitely. There is an iPhone mobile from Apple. There is a Samsung mobile S2, S3, and S22 today. That is from Samsung. And there are some other phones from OnePlus. Means the mobile is the concept where these companies hide that concept and introduce their own products. In the similar way, ETL is the concept. ETL is the concept. In such a way, Microsoft came with ADF as a cloud resource, Databricks as a cloud resource. Databricks, I'm sorry. So like that, one of the tool SSIS is from Microsoft, but it is from on-premises. Means there are two cloud services, the environment is separate, and the cloud services means on-premises environment is separate. There are two different separate. I'll tell you the difference. As I said, one example, there is a layout, for example, like one gated community, for example. There are multiple blocks in that gated community, like block A, block B, like 4 blocks are there for suppose. In each block, there are 5 floors. In each floor, there are 10 flats, means 5 into 10, 50 for one block. Now, for each block, there is a generator providing by the maintenance people. That is one use case. That is like cloud service. Means the generator, when you provided, the wiring will come into the flats, each flat. But the generator maintenance, maintenance means altogether, like any problem resolves, anything comes from that generator, the maintenance people are going to take. Right? So only the wiring will come into our flats. That is what the cloud service means. Amazon in the maintenance place, you can just replace with Amazon company, Microsoft company for Azure, and Google from cloud services, GCP. So these people are saying, you provide all your data to me, I'll maintenance and I'll give access to you for your sources for all. So really, if I'm interested, I'll give. There are few people who says that from outside, I don't want to get any single wire also. Then the people have to do what? They have to maintain inverter in their home. Correct or not? Generator they cannot maintain, but inverter they have to maintain. Inverter means what? Again, it is occupying some space in your home or not. And if any power goes, no, the backup of that inverter should come to through that power, means from your power only. And not only that, and it's like whatever the problems you would write, maintenance and everything you have to take care. So generator means maintenance will take care of it, and you will get the power access whenever the power gone. That is the cloud service concept. And inverter keeping in our home is like on-premises concept. So the older process is on-premises. The MSBI is the tool which is having a good demand till 2012 to 2015 also, and till today also. Today also we have some calls. Means the same way data stage is also a good component tool from cloud services from IBM. Sorry, not cloud, on premises from IBM. Informatica is also one of the good ETL tool from the on premises, but really those tools are not having market now till now today. Of course, we have calls here and there, but really very few calls. But MSBI from Microsoft. See, Microsoft every time want to be the single process. That's where the people go for Microsoft most often. So the ADF is to process the real-time data. Yeah, definitely any tool, not only ADF, Databricks or like any other cloud ETL resources like data stage, Informatica. These all are real-time data process only will do. And ADF on time means for this on-premises tool, maybe they have an option to get the data at the business end of the day, but not on the same time. But here ADF cloud services, the data availability will be on timing. So that is the main other best feature from the cloud services. Okay. So here where just I want to show you about the ADF. So ADF is purely GUI, graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Then what is Databricks? Databricks is also an ETL concept only. Then Databricks is an ETL concept means see here, but we have the concept in the form of what? In the form of scripts. So you have to write the scripts either in Python, using PySpark, and either in you have to use SQL notebooks, or R also. We can use R also. So there are separate scripts that we can write and run, but purely the Databricks is the concept of CUI. CUI means command user interface. Definitely, we should know few other skills to work on Databricks. And through ADF, we can run this Databricks. Through ADF, we can run this Databricks. And through alone means as a single individual resource also, we can use Databricks. Means as ADF. See, Azure Databricks. It is a separate resource from Microsoft, again, individual. And you can configure this individually, and you can configure the Databricks. You can call into ADF as well. Call into ADF as well. What is the benefit of integrating like this? What is the concept behind? So, for example, I'm doing work for today. I'm working on trainings. I'm working for one IT company, and I'm working for one of the client. What is the purpose? Definitely there will be the next level purpose. It is not really for me. It's for my family. Maybe you people also learning today to get into an IT job, tomorrow to sustain in the market, to sustain our society with a good name, with a good financially, to show some growth in your lives. Something we are doing. But to be honest, see that result once, who is going to benefit with that? Of course, ourselves as well, but still we are working for our family if we are married. If you are working for your parents, if you are unmarried, or else if you are working for some tomorrow, if my health comes, whatever, we have to get some amount, I mean, some in a backup in the amount prices and all, we are keeping some earnings. So different purpose we are doing. Means the ETL is also exactly working for not only to load the data into the data warehouse, the data which is maintaining in the warehouse to be the sources for the next level, that is nothing but the reporting. So the reporting is the end output to the end users, so that this reporting also means if you are really working, I'm an ETL developer, I says that my data is loading into OLAP without any problem, my work is done. No one is going to accept it. Definitely you have to make sure that the data is useful for the reporting people in a easiest manner to save the client's cost. At the same time, to client benefit, you have to check. So whatever the data you are sharing into the OLAP as a ETL developer, it should be more convenient to the, not more for you, no more for the reporting people, So this is the end result for the, means end output for the ETL people. So these reports, as I just shown you two different visuals, like a line chart or like a pie chart. Just an example I'm giving. This is the another concept of reporting. So whereas Power BI is a BI tool, I say. ADF, why we are saying only the reporting? Only the ETL, because it supports only up to the ETL flow to load the data into the warehouse. But Power BI is not like that. Power BI is in the ADF concept, it is having Power Query. In OLAP concept, in history, it is maintaining Power Pivot, and reporting also we can have. But what is the problem with Power BI to go means Power BI ETL, Power Query is not really powerful ETL tool. Of course, it is a good ETL tool, but if you want to really utilize it as a powerful, we have to go for a coding, M code. The backend code of Power Query is M code. Nowadays, no one is much interested in coding. So that what happens, that is what a problem for us. So means, see, as a ETL developer, my perspective is to not only load the data as OLAP, I said, to the OLAP, I said, but the reporting people convenient also we have to take care as a ETL flow. As ETL people, we have to take the convenient of the reporting people also. So what is the best number one BI tool in the market nowadays? Power BI. Nowadays, Power BI. So when you open Power BI, why I am saying Power BI related stuff means the ETL flow from Microsoft is Azure Data Factory as a GUI and as a CUI Databricks. The output of these ETL flows either in a Databricks, either in a Azure Data Factory as a data engineer. You can keep availability of your data, which is converted into summarized for the Power BI resources also very, very close convenient. See, this is your Power BI tool. So the combination of Azure Data Factory and the Power BI reporting purpose, if you are good at these things as a BI standard, as a BI developer, definitely you have a good demand in the market. If you have only with Azure Data Factory with the Power BI, maybe you will see 40 to 50% of hike you get very good in a smoother manner. Means you don't need to ask them. You don't need to negotiate from that. They will only provide you. Definitely. I can guarantee you on that. But if you are really good at Databricks also, you can stick on. In some cases, I have seen my own experience. I'm telling you, we have seen like 100% hike also. There is very good hikes they have given. The thing is, why Databricks, why we have that much of demand? Because it is going to run on the cluster, Spark cluster. So what is meant by cluster? The group of systems is nothing but a cluster. So the cluster will make the convenient, means the cluster's charges are not applicable to the client in much until unless you don't use them, right? So here, as a ETL developer, the end output of this Databricks, we are going to give more convenient way into this Power BI for developing the reports as well. That is the reason we have good demand in the market for Azure Data Factory and as well Databricks as well. But if you have these two, you are a data engineer, and there are a lot of concepts in between we have to know. So as I said, data warehouse you might use in Synapse, there will be a staging. Tomorrow I'll talk about purely the ETL flow. This is the BI flow. The whole BI market stands on this. Tomorrow, once you get into the job, you have to talk about your roles and responsibilities means you have to talk this only. For example, you are in a Power BI developer means we are going to talk as a ETL developer. I worked on Azure Data Factory. I have worked on modeling concept using Power Pivot. And I was talking about the reporting use as a Power View, using Power View. And to share these reports to the administrator, I have used a cloud component called Power BI service. So once you are well known of all these things, these are really rocket science or what? No, simple. They are very, very simple. I will make you very simple to work on these tools, resources, not tools. I cannot say my terminology also I have to change because these are not tools. These are services. Definitely these are going to help the client to get more features with low cost. Even you also, I have iPhone with 70,000 for suppose. I'm getting the same features with 30,000 with another company. Maybe the runs, maybe there will be a difference, of course, but still for the time being, I have 30,000, I'll go for 30,000. Maybe if I'm not having money concern, I'll go for 70,000. Features are coming. Features are coming. So that's where the problem, that's where the IT industry, Microsoft is a single solution for all the different mode of clients. Clients are like big legend clients are there. There are few middle level clients are there who want to grow their business day to day. They cannot invest right away, but they want to invest in the future. For them also, the solution is from Microsoft. See, the BI whole industry, we are getting solution or not? The reporting in the name of Power BI, ETL for the ADF and Databricks using, and the warehouse for using Synapse, and the OLTP, the business data. This is out of scope of our BI, but still OLTP also we have to know. So this whole training I'll take in the concept of, you'll come to know at the end of the day, data warehousing concepts, which are mostly, I feel very important. Of course, there are some theoretical part, and definitely I can guarantee you that I will cover for 4 to 5 hours of concepts. But really nowadays, people are not talking at least 1 hour. Really, I feel pretty, because as I am having some 15 years of experience, I know the importance of the data warehousing concepts. If you are well aware of data warehousing concepts, then only practically you can do these all things. If you don't know what is the data warehouse database, definitely how can the dimensions get defined, how the way fact will be loaded, how to relate these two. If you don't know theoretically first, definitely practically whatever you do, definitely it is a hands-on, but really that knowledge wise you are zero, according to me, if you don't know the data warehousing concepts. So we have to keep on concentration. I'll give you strong knowledge on data warehouse. Next, we are going to talk about ADF, our core skill, and with Databricks to become as a data engineer. And next, some part of reporting using Power BI I'll show, but not really the whole concept, because the Power BI alone I'll cover for 2 to 2.5 months. But I cannot show completely, but I'll talk about the combination of these three to make you perfect in the market as a BI standards, for the BI standards. And with this, there are supporting skills where you have to learn data lake storages with ADF, data lake storage, and generation 1, generation 2, there are differences. These all things we will talk in detail. So this duration also will come to know. It's a like worthable the content I have just prepared. So myself, I feel very strong that you can go with a good hike in the work industry. So for example, few people are asking, I want to change my technology. Definitely the right place. But if you are a layman also, if you don't know anything also, from day one, I'll make you to learn from the scratch, from the bottom. As a layman perspective, I'll train you. Maybe if some people are aware of all these things, you might add on to me. If you know something in your experience, and if I am missing that, you can add on. I'm really convenient guy. I am every time learning person. Really, I will learn a lot of things. And definitely, if from your experience, and if I don't face those things, I am ready to learn from you again. And even you can ask me the questions, whatever I'm training you. Definitely, we will have a good interaction from each other. So data lake storages, and we have a few other concepts where we have to talk on. Okay, storage accounts. These all things we have to know. First, we'll set up the cloud resource, the cloud components we have to set up. Then only we can go with the ETL tools, reporting and all. So definitely we will talk prerequisites, and we will talk purely SQL concept also, which is a very mandatory concept. Okay, so this is all about my training for the next planned duration. And now the packages and all, very clearly I'll tell you, you can demand, this is the right time to learn and have a good demand in the market. But really, maybe in the next 6 months, there are a lot of people might come and learn and be a competitor for you. When we resources are more, then the packages are going to, the client is, we can demand now if you are learning, we can demand the clients. But if you learn after, if you learn and if you be perfect now, but after 6 months to 1 year, maybe the competition is more, client will have more options. Definitely we cannot get good hike as expected, but still you can get good demand in the market. So recently I have seen one position, and I'll close this. I'll stop from my side. You people can come up with your questions after completion of this one last information that I want to pass. Recently, I have one position from Wipro. For 4 years, I don't think really there will be a smoother work, but still they've given you direct offer 24 lakhs. It's a direct offer, but not simply learning only ADF and I'll go. No, it's not work out. With the data factory, yeah, whatever, Azure Synapse, like the whole environment you have to know. Definitely they are ready to pay you 24 lakhs for 4 years, not even for 7 years, 8 years. Really, I have got stunned. And really, I just want to apply it for, but really my work environment is more convenient to sustain in my trainings, in my work environment. It's going on cool and smooth. I don't want to disturb this environment. That's why I did not apply for that. So that's where the demand we have currently, but in the next 1 year, competitors might be more. If competitor means nothing but learning like you and me only, let a lot of people coming out of the batches, definitely they are the competitors for us. Definitely when you have a lot of options in the market, why client will pay you that much? Definitely there are ready people who, for the same position, if I give you 15 lakhs, there are a lot of people who will come and work. So Wipro is not having option now. So they want to get a right person. That's why they are offering you that much. They're attracting for the offer of that much. Fine. So that's all about from myself. And really, I see some messages from you. And so someone said Chari. So learning is great thing. Yeah, definitely. And coming Srinivas. So what about Azure Synapse? Yeah, that's what we will talk in the warehouse concept with Synapse only. We are going to cover. Yeah, we will cover that course.
Okay. Yeah.